Time for Headline News Local Edition.
From the Northern Television Center in DeKalb, I'm Renee Mula, and this is Headline News Local Edition. Thanks for joining us. New Democratic and Republican chairmen are taking their offices after elections. DeKalb Alderman Brad Strauss was chosen as Democratic chairman, and DeKalb resident Don Merwin was elected as Republican chairman. Strauss and Merwin are slating candidates for the upcoming seats on the county board. Strauss is trying to fill in those county board seats, although the Democratic committee has 10 more committeemen than the Republicans. 26-year-old Strauss has an added responsibility by being one of the youngest Democratic chairmen in Illinois history. In other news, a sexual harassment seminar draws very few students. Kelly Sackett reports.
The Northern Illinois Affirmative Action Office sponsored a teleconference on sexual harassment in the Home Student Center. There were 5 panelists, with the most notable being attorney Anita Faye Hill. DeKalb Detective Beth Hughes says she is disappointed that more students didn't attend the teleconference, and she blames this on a lack of education. Also, Hughes believes sexual harassment is more clear-cut than some may think. She says gestures, verbal contact, and even minimal physical contact can be sexual harassment.
But if it affects someone's work, someone's pursuits of their higher learning, their work, that would be sexual harassment.
The panel participated in many heated discussions involving the cause of sexual harassment. They discussed topics such as the common errors of employees in dealing with these issues, previous sensual relationships, and the current state of law. Dr. Ann Bryant says research shows students in the United States experience sexual harassment every day.
And I think, Julianne, that was kind of the interesting finding, is this is not just happening to female students, it's happening to male students. 81% of the students said that at some time during their school life they had experienced some form of sexual harassment. Those are big numbers.
Anita Hill says many undermine women by saying they are overreacting when sexual harassment is addressed.
And in most cases, claims are not reported, that people don't overreact, that they tend to minimize the behavior and try to find other ways other than complaining to deal with it.
Dr. Bryant?
Reporting for Headline News Local Edition, I'm Kelly Sackett.
In state news, Governor Jim Edgar is giving men and women serving in the military peacekeeping mission in Bosnia more time to pay their income taxes. This follows an act by Congress and the President extending the federal tax filing deadline to December 15, 1996. The governor's executive order reaffirms the deadline for filing state taxes will be postponed, and that military pay not taxed by the federal government will also not be taxed by the state. Illinois law provides for an identical state filing extension if a federal extension is invoked. However, the governor's order was needed to prevent military personnel from being fined for filing after the deadline. Governor Edgar says he is acting to assure that no Illinois resident serving in the military operation is penalized because of their service to the United States. Many of us turn up our nose at the sight of bugs and fungus, but one company here in DeKalb welcomes such things. Kenny Price takes a look at a company that grows their own fungus for the sake of research.
There's a place right here in town that serves as a major component not only in Midwestern farming, but has a hand in the international farming industry, DeKalb Genetics. The research and testing of this company is vital to the assurance of the best quality grain products produced in this country. This also means farmers in this area. There's a long process from making the right seeds to testing the tolerance for plant diseases that takes place here. The company is part of what's called biotechnological research, extracting good traits from plants and putting them into a high-quality, high-production seed while minimizing the bad traits. A researching assistant tells the goal of this complicated process.
What we're looking to do is to increase grain quality. Corn is naturally deficient in certain amino acids, and so therefore we'd like to increase those amino acids so it improves the quality of the grain, which is better for the farmer who's going to grow it.
And corn isn't the only thing they do here. Alfalfa, forages, and soybeans are also researched here. Once a seed is made, it is grown in test fields. Then it is brought back to the lab for further testing. And here is where seed analysts do their part. These are a sample of soybean seeds, and what seed analysts do here is what's called a purity check, looking for Hylamoph types. If these imperfections are found, this is a clue that the field needs to be cleaned up. to eliminate off-type contamination. Plant diseases are also a big factor the company tries hard to guard against. Some of these diseases are brown stem rot and sudden death syndrome that infect plants. Here, they grow their own plant fungus and diseases that reflect those of the field. Then, test plants are injected to see how resistant they are to these diseases. If after all this is done, and only if the results are satisfactory, the seeds then go to the market where farmers buy them. As you can see, even before the farmer plants the seed, this company is making sure that quality products will be produced. For Headline News Local Edition, I'm Kenny Price.
And that's this hour's Headline News Local Edition. From the Northern Television Center in DeKalb, I'm Renee Mula. Headline News continues following your local forecast.
This is Headline News, a CNN network.